What's up?
What's up, buddy? You sound so crystal clear.
I know.
Why is that?
Because we are fancy.
I know, right?
I mean, we are. This is legit.
We got some new digs.
We got some sweet digs.
We got a really good favor given to us where we're in a kind of a fancy place. So we're hoping that the sound sounds even better for everybody.
Right. Because it's clearly all about who you know, right? Because
I don't know anyone.
I mean,
I only know you guys.
yeah, we know a few people, but
yeah,
clearly Eric's the one holding the glue that holds us all together. So
we're trudging through this. We'll see how it goes.
But well, just thanks for bearing with us. We're getting through this. Like we're committed to it. We have had a blast with it, but we are definitely amateurs learning the business here.
But we take it seriously. But that's a good point to say that. I mean, there's been people, they listened to the first one and they said, hey, the sound was pretty bad. We're like, yeah, we know. Yeah. Trust me, we know. Yeah. But we had to leave that one. We talked about why we're doing it. Yeah. There was too much important stuff.
And it is what it is. Yeah. I mean,
and again,
sure,
we're
they
doing
can be
this
better
for fun.
And we know it was some of the sounds, but I mean, just for those that are even aware, like someone like me, I had no clue. They say that there's microphones that are better than other, and I'm like, okay, yeah. We started off with like remote ones that were clipped to our chest, and now we're in a studio. So
I even forgot about that. The first ones
that's why the first it was those remote ones that
we're on like our fourth set of mics, or in like 8 episodes.
Yeah, so we are committed to getting it right. It's just thanks for sticking with us and doing it. But I mean, it's been great, and Eric putting in the work to do this.
Yes. Yes.
Shout out to him and putting in the work here for it.
He is the master pulling the strings.
Yeah.
So if you will. So like we kind of touched on, I do want to say thank you to everyone that's, listened, shared it on their socials, liked everything. We really appreciate it. Like I said, this is just a passion thing we're doing for fun. We're not expecting anything out of it, but
no, but
we love it and we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah. People had said such nice things. We just dropped,
how many do we have out right now?
I think there's 4 now, or maybe 5 today.
So, but today, we're a little behind. So when people hear this, but we're going to do every Wednesday going forward. Today's a Monday.
Yeah. So
we dropped one today.
Yep. Our goal is recording them on Monday and out by Wednesday. So hopefully it should be a little bit more relevant information. But again, while we were figuring all this stuff out, we just figured we'd put it all out there. But people said some really nice stuff, which it's like, it makes you feel like $1 million when it's like, people are like, oh my God, you guys are actually fun to listen to. It's
I just
not
figured,
just, I think everyone's like, okay, I'll listen to you because you're my friend. They're like, hey, I actually want to listen to the next episode. And,
I just kind of figured you paid them or something.
Well,
but I'll
probably.
By the way, I'm not complaining. I'll take it out anyway.
It's going to cost somehow. What I mean?
Well, hey, you rub my back, I'll rub, something else. Whatever.
So I say normally we always do a drink, it seems like on here. And so how about.
Wait. I do have to get that elephant out of the room. I hear that I'm a loud chugger. Yeah. Before I even start this, I told everyone ahead of time I'm a loud chugger. Yeah. My clicker is loud. I can't help it. I've tried to drink slower. If I'm chugging, it's loud. You guys got to deal with it.
No,
but hey, at least I'm really drinking it.
That's all right. That's what gives it character.
Exactly.
We'll be all right here with it. So today's drink is actually brought to us by Eric. Eric came up with this one. So
yes, he did.
It is bourbon, Buffalo Trace,
the good stuff,
and Orange Crush mixed together. So I know some people are just like, you did what to Buffalo Trace? But we did. And
well, when you're fancy like Eric, Buffalo Trace is your bag.
It's like what he's got. Bourbon, that's the bottom of stuff. I don't know. Is this in the cabinet?
I mean, we're drinking it out of red Solo cups too. So.
And may I say,
you know why? Because we don't forget where we come from. Okay.
And may I say, your voice is velvet right now with that mic on. So I am loving it, and I know there's people that are in the background or people that were like, "Who's the guy in the background? He needs to talk more. He needs a mic." So
they were like, "He needs to be just as loud as you guys." We're like, "We agree."
Yeah.
So this is music to my nether region.
Yeah. So I would say to everybody, cheers to everyone that has been listening in the beginning, and hopefully continue to like and share. And we are making our commitment to make this sound even better. So cheers to you guys. Thank you. Let's give this a shot here.
That's pretty good.
Oh,
I like it. But I love bourbon.
I do too, but
it's a bit sugary for my taste because I don't drink Orange Crush, but it's not bad though. I don't like that I had no ice in my cup, but
there was ice in there, fucker.
Well, funny, you set your cup down and I heard ice.
Yeah.
See, mine, it's just, I don't know. Oh, was this? That's a funny little joke. Have everyone?
You got ice. I
wanted ice more than you
guys. Yours
guys.
probably just got poured first. So, Mike,
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we really pissed off people because we threw a little ice in there for the Buffalo Trace.
We did, yeah. Dude, at that point, who cares? If you're already if you're mixing it with Crush, fuck you and your ice. We can have whatever we want. It's fine.
But as we're on the podcast here today, or again, with all our stuff dropping and being out there, you'll see more stuff on the socials. We're really excited that's going to be coming out and doing some promo stuff. So again, I know you heard on everything, but likes and shares mean a lot to us. And the chances are it just kicks it into where other people, it gets in the algorithm and other people might pick up on it. So if you do like it, it does mean a lot to us for you to like and share. So
yep, just bear with us. Yep. We're doing our due diligence and trying to get better.
We're on it, baby.
So how was your week?
It's good. It's real good.
I guess it's Monday, so it feels weird going like, how was your week?
Yeah, more like, how was the weekend?
Yeah.
We did, it was actually kind of weird because Ashley was out of town for business. She just like a quick trip that she had to go out to do. And then like, so Friday night I was by myself because Cooper ended up, of course he had something else he wanted to go do an overnight. And then Sophie comes home. She's like, I'm going to go to a bonfire. And I'm like, all right.
Nice.
So I'm like, so I was like, hit up my neighbors. Normally, like they'll have a couple drinks. Nobody was home. Everybody was
really. They
were out of town. They were all out of town or had other stuff going on. And I'm just like, shit. So I kind of just sat around Friday night kicking it, but I didn't want to like leave.
Yeah.
Either because I like didn't really have anything planned. And then
isn't that weird though? How like you go to do and you're like excited to do it, and then the one time you get. Yeah, no one's around. Yeah, you're like, did everyone plan this?
Yeah,
like, what? Like,
is everybody ditching me?
Yeah, I'm being punked.
I'm not gonna lie though, it wasn't bad just to like kick it by myself.
It always sucks at starting starts sucking because you don't want it like that, and then the minute you relax, you're like, oh, I needed this now.
Yeah. I'd smoked some queso earlier in the day. Like I haven't done that for. You ever do that? Throw the queso on the smoker and do that.
I've done it at your house once. I did it for was it Friendsgiving? I brought the stuff over.
Oh yeah,
I used your smoker, but I had it all prepped.
Yeah. Yep. So I did that.
It's so good.
And of course, I thought kids were going to be around. I thought we'd hang out with some neighbors. It was a nice night, So it's just me and this big vat of cheese.
Just Sean and 5 pounds of cheese, just getting to it.
So if you don't know, that is danger because, doctor says got a little bit of weight problem. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or, but that deal, like just, it was so good that all of a sudden I'm like, I have a stomach ache.
Dude, that's too much. Stopping eating it. It's hard. And I love doing it because you can do it so many different ways. Like I actually, when I did it at your house, I did 2. I did one that like kids would eat that had like green chilies, but nothing spicy. And I did the other one where it's like jalapenos, like the spicy rotel, like, and it's so good. The only thing that sucks is you had to constantly like stir it. It can start to coagulate a little bit, kind of like a 4-leaf clover, if you will.
That's the only thing that.
How's that for a throwback?
Yeah, right. So, how about you? How was your weekend?
It was it was good. It was pretty chill. Friday I went on a bike ride with Eric, and he's a fucking asshole. So literally my legs are killing me right now. Like if I bend over, if I go up and down stairs, everything hurts. We only did I think 15 miles. Was it? It wasn't even that far, but
yeah, it was a total of 15, I think.
Which is not that bad. But we went a way I've never went, and there was like 30-mile-per-hour winds, just literally going right into our face. So like no matter what you did,
it was windy.
You were just stalled out.
Sure.
And like he's just flying because he's him, and I'm like just trying not to be a bitch and be like, I need to stop for a minute. Right. But it sucked. It was really fun, but it sucked. I mean, I knew right when I got back, I was like, that's gonna hurt. And
so were you guys stopping bars doing the
we stopped. We stopped and had lunch. We stopped by where we are right now, so I could check out the digs for the first time. Yeah. Went out to some rock.
Waldo's
Rock, which was pretty cool. It's like this just giant rock by a little pond. It's like a good stopping point.
Sure.
So stopped there, chilled for a bit, and then came back to town. Hit up.
We had a beer every 5 miles or so.
Yeah. We were burning off enough, like just stay hydrated. So that was good. Friday was good. But yeah, the rest of the week it was pretty chill. Like didn't do anything crazy. My son had plans with all his friends. He actually took the weekend off work, and then not much.
Nice,
Sunday we went to Cedar Ridge for lunch with Kara and some of her family. So the kids joined for that. So yeah, just felt like that weekend from old school. It was like, oh no, might go to Home Depot. I don't know if there'll be time. Yeah, very chill. I felt old this weekend.
The only thing on Saturday night, it was because it was nice on Saturday too. So we just finished the covered deck on our.
Yeah.
So I took a TV out there. I want to hang a TV out there eventually, but it was a nice night. So I actually had some stuff that I had to do for baseball, like.
You're never gonna want to leave this summer.
I know, but getting all our stuff signed up for baseball, all that stuff. So I had the basketball game on, and I'm just hammering out, registering us for tournaments and doing all this stuff that we had to do. And it was like this beautiful night. It started getting windy, but it was pretty sweet to be out there. It was like nothing better than watching.
Yeah, if you're not on a bike.
Watching TV on your deck is pretty sweet. You know what I mean? Like it is kind of like a.
So here's a question I've had, because like I'll do that in the summer. I'll take a TV out to the deck.
Yeah.
Like if there's UFC fights or a good football game. But I know a lot of places say you have to have an outdoor TV. I'm like, you don't unless you're leaving it out there. And even if you are, like, I still wouldn't feel like I'm comfortable leaving a TV out there in the middle of winter in Iowa.
If you look at the prices, those outdoor TVs are insanely expensive.
Yeah.
You can go through 7 TVs before
they're that much.
I mean, they're expensive, and a lot of them have the big glare. I don't know, Eric, help me out, but a lot of them have the glare stuff that I think that can be a big deal.
Yeah, the glare and the moisture resistant stuff. And those TVs are like at least $5,000-$6,000 even for like a 55-inch. Like
so just go through them instead.
So my neighbor, he has a sweet deck, and it's covered. He has a TV. He never brings it in. He has it hooked up, and it just. I was like, "Are you going to worry about it?" He's like, "Well, it's probably going to only last a couple of years." But he's like, "It's cheaper than I'll just get a new one."
Yeah, did we talk about this on him? How cheap TVs have got? I mean,
yeah, you talked about it when you bought one for Layla, but the same thing. But now, I mean, imagine spending $5,000 on a TV.
Oh no,
you never would, right?
No,
like
never.
Not so. But the glare thing could probably be a big deal because on mine, like
during the day,
glare is kind of weird. But I'm going to put it up on the wall. And so then when I do that and it tilts down, then I think it'll help with that glare a little bit than when it did. But either way,
and
at night it's okay. Yeah, at night it's okay. So it was a pretty sweet night there for it. So yeah,
I did have one thing happen that made my butthole pucker, and I didn't like it. Yeah, so I got a call from my so I went into the doctor, a month or so ago. I was just sick. I've been sick for like a week. Got checked out. No big deal. Everything's fine.
My mind is spinning as to where this is going to go or what you had.
I guarantee it's not going to go to what happened. So I get a call like a week later, and it's like, and I saw a doctor that's not my like I've had the same doctor since my kids were born because she delivered them and stuff.
Sure.
She was out, so I saw someone else, and she goes, "Hey, I don't want to drop her name, but it's like this doctor's nurse. Like we just wanted to talk to you about your MRI that you need to get done." And I'm like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "What?" And so I call back. And I'm like, they have the wrong person. No big deal, right? And they're like, who is this? And I tell them my info, and they're like, oh, yeah, you saw Dr. So-and-so. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And she's like, on this date. I go, yep. And she goes, and you talked about this? I go, 100%. And she's like, yeah, we need to get that MRI scheduled. And I'm like, an MRI for what? And she's like, well, for the issue you're having. And I'm like, a cold? I don't understand what you're talking about right now. And she's like, this is, Mike so-and-so. And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, and so she's like perplexed. And I'm like, just tell me what I got, doc. Like, I'm clearly dying.
On me, yeah.
And she didn't clearly have the balls to tell me in face to face, so they're telling me over the phone.
Because it was one of the nurses.
Right.
Because I know where you go. We go to
the same place. Yeah. So I'm like, dude, I was terrified. And she's like, let me get back to you. I'm like, I'd really like to just hold, and you can fucking come. And she's like, well, I have to go talk to the doctor. I'm like, all right. So she lets me go. And so for like 45 minutes, I'm sitting here like, well, I have fucking rectal cancer or fucking brain cancer. I don't know.
Clearly, it's not great.
And then she calls back and just goes, our mistake. It's nothing. No big deal. And I'm like, no, it's a big deal. Like, are you sure I'm fine? And she's like, as sure as we can be. We're so sorry. And I'm like, yeah, but you said
as sure as we can be.
You said my name, my date, like everything you lined up. And she's like, no, it just somehow this got put into that file. And I'm like, I was sitting there like, man, I feel worse for the guy who got mixed up because they're like, clean bill of health, buddy. And they're going to have to call him back and be like, we need to get an MRI done.
Oh, man.
So I fucked with my whole day because even though
it couldn't have happened. I can only think of like 3 other people that had been worse that would happen to.
Dude.
Like, than you.
My anxiety was...
you had to be like...
I paced 5,000 steps in 5 minutes.
I'm surprised you didn't just drive down to the office. Like,
hence why I was like, don't let me go. Just put me on hold. I'll sit here and chatter the whole time.
Yeah.
It was fine. So...
Well, that's good. I mean, that's good news.
The doc scanned my cat. My cat's clean. So all good. Apparently I'm going to live.
Oh,
so at least for another week or until I go back to the doctor. I don't know. That's
good.
Somebody
else got some bad news.
Dude, and that's what I feel like. Even when I was elated, I was like, fuck, I feel terrible for whoever that got mixed up. Right. I'm like, sorry, buddy. But I told this to someone and they were like, dude, lawsuit, take them for all they're worth. And I was like, I don't think it's that bad. Like, they didn't leave scissors in me or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to be all right. So
everybody makes some mistakes.
Anyway, man, that messed with me for days.
I mean, that other guy right now is begging that they'll call him back and be like, never mind, we have a different guy, right?
Man,
so yeah, poor bastard.
Like, I wish I could send the guy a bottle of booze or something, but.
Hey, if you're out there and you're hearing it, and it sounds like if someone said,
oh my God,
I'm sorry, we gave you the wrong information. If you want to share.
All right, we're deleting this part. Anyway.
You don't have to. But.
Yeah.
Nothing else, dude, we're thinking of you.
All right, so, exactly.
So shout out to you and hope all things go well for you, buddy.
God, dude, I know everything's good, but it still like weighs on me a little bit. I'm like, that somebody's about to get some bad news.
Right, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
So we're about to get into it for us. We are hardcore baseball. Baseball officially starts. So
I know we had to move the date of when we do this.
We did, yeah. But I think it's got us more organized, right? So
it has. It really
worked out
here
for that. But yeah. So my weeks are it's getting crazy. I'm full on,
just in it.
Whether it's this and then baseball practice and then
take me through it. So I mean I know it's Coop's doing the baseball thing, but is it how many like multiple practices a week? Plus, so is it already tournament time or like
it's coming up here in a couple of weeks. We are, because it's his last year. Next year he'll play in high school, so this is kind of his last club level. They do
he'll play in high school next year.
Yeah, you play after your 8th grade year because technically you're a freshman. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of weird for baseball is the only sport you can actually play 5 years in high school. You know what I mean? Because you play right before you go, and then you still play your senior year after you graduate. It is kind of crazy.
It just makes me feel old. Like it's not even my kid. And I'm like, not yet.
Yeah, no, yeah. So we're doing the bigger run this time. So we're playing a lot of tournaments and a lot of stuff just to give them.
So it'll be like the busiest year you've had.
It will be by far. It'll be the busiest one, which I'm pretty excited about it.
It's fun.
Well, and we got a lot of the kids back from the team, and the truth is, the level team that we're at. Like a lot of our boys will probably I've talked about how great Cooper's class is, but they're just probably not going to, some will play in high school, but it'll be here and there. And there's a million kids in his class, so it's just hard to field a team.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, let's go all out this year. For some kids, it might be their last or whatever, but we'll play in a couple tournaments. So I'm pretty excited. It's actually, I've been coaching with these guys for a while and had a lot of these kids for a while, and just watching when it was really difficult to play catch to the level that we're at now.
Oh,
you know what I mean? To where we, and you see kids grow up, and it's right in that age, that they're at that age where they're like hitting puberty. And so then some of the kids have grown up, you know what I mean? Or they just come in and
like used to be just a little.
You used to have that baby chub on you, and now it's like, that's a cut man.
Yeah,
you know
I
mean?
God.
And they're they really are. And all of a sudden we have a couple kids in our team that it was hard to play catch with, to now they are throwing just gas.
Just heaters.
Just straight gas.
That's what always messed with me. I played most sports. I did baseball for about 6 years, but I did basketball, football, soccer. But baseball, of all the, so many parents are like, I don't want my kid to play football. It's dangerous. And yet baseball scared the shit out of me way more.
But see, the difference
if you get smoked by a ball once, it's like, that's terrifying.
Well, and it does. It sucks.
Yeah.
But the thing is, baseball, you kind of naturally protect yourself.
You
in
do.
Football, you get disguised that you have padding on, that you're invincible.
And that's true. And that's why they've always said, they should honestly play football without pads. You'd be more cognizant. It's the same thing where they go, you really want people to drive safe? Put a giant spike right on the steering wheel. You will fucking make sure you stop when you need to stop.
Right, yeah. You will be.
That's true.
There's no texting and driving going on without because a little bump turns in the end of the game. So. Yeah.
But I will say, I have not coached to the level. Logan did baseball for a year to try it, and I coached his team, and that's what I experienced is kids were terrified of the ball.
Yeah.
They were so distracted. There was multiple times where you threw a ball toward them, and they just started looking at the ground and got smoked in the eye. You're like, you can't take your eye off it, kid,
Well, and that was always our biggest rule when they were younger too. Because kids are kids. They don't pay
their
attention.
Attention span short.
Attention span only so long, and baseball can get really boring. But it was always when you're little, you always want to play the infield because it was really not a lot of balls got to the outfield.
Yeah.
But I was like, the only reason I can't, if you can't protect yourself, like if you're not willing to do it or you're not like, like the last thing I want you to do is get smoked by.
Dude.
Because some of those kids can every now and then hit a good shot at it. Or even it doesn't take that hard of a hit for it to hurt. You know what I mean? Therefore, it's so. Anyways, watching these guys grow up and watching them get so much better and be a part of it, it's really cool. I am happy it's the last year.
It's a wholesome thing.
I'm happy it's the last year. I'm really happy that it does. And I like shout out to the coaches that are helping me out too, because I have been more. I just like to do it, and I want them to have a chance to do it. So I volunteered to do it, but I'm no.
Well, there's
baseball savant.
There's usually a shortage of like finding coaches
because it's hard. I mean, it's just it's so hard to have a full-time job, do that, and then be with your family. Like
plus other things,
you're trying to do it. But we got another guy who's helping us out, and he is just really great. He's just a really good coach that really is good at like breaking stuff down.
Oh, good.
So I'm more of like rah, here's we go. Here's our big picture. This we do, and then he really breaks them down in that way.
Has he ever coached before?
Yeah, and he was a good player, and it's clear that he is still very athletic. We did a little wiffle ball.
Oh,
so he's
nice.
So, shout out to Brian and all his.
By the way,
skills he still got.
That's something I've always wanted to do. We should all get together and do a wiffle ball.
It sounds fine until somebody blows the leg out. The old hammy goes out or the Achilles because. Remember that one year when we played in that kickball tournament? Remember when I signed us up for that kickball tournament? That random
I
thing?
Forgot. How long ago was that?
Well, I mean, it was, I don't know.
We didn't have kids.
No, because it was like but
20 years ago?
I don't even know how I got into this thing. And next thing I don't know, but I was like, it's like this weekend, and I didn't have a team or anything. I would have literally
never remembered this if you hadn't brought it up. I forgot that.
This just dawned on me, but as we were talking about, remember that one gal blew out her Achilles?
She did.
Remember? And so I was like.
And she was young.
Yeah. I mean, she was a little older than us at that time, but yeah.
Wow.
But remember we did that. Fine. I'm not. I'll coach.
No.
I'll coach. I'll get.
Dude, we're beasts. We've got this. It's fine. It's fine. I have always wanted to do a dodgeball league until you see people who actually play dodgeball play. And you're like, oh, I'm good.
Well, or then I'll tell you from throwing batting practice, your arm hurts so like those guys that do that. Oh, yeah. I'm in so much pain right now on my shoulder, and I just throw in bad practice.
Yeah, I just talked about this the other day to someone. No matter where we are, let's say we're at a picnic or whatever, and Coop were to pick up a football and throw it to me. I'm going to throw it back as hard as I can because that's what I do. If I do that and I don't stretch first, I can't move my arm for 2 days.
We're down. Yep.
Yeah, it takes one throw. Yeah. That's how bad it is. I'm like, boy, tell me you're lazy. I'll tell me you're lazy. I'm like, I gotta get moving more.
It's not even late. I mean,
I know I move a lot.
You just don't do it. You don't like. I mean, how often do you throw a football anymore? You know what I mean? Like,
that's just it. Yeah, I'm like everything.
Uncle Rico out there throwing it over that. I bet I could throw it over that mountain.
Yeah, right. When I take my dog for a walk, we've done it enough. It's the cutest thing. So like I stretch even before a walk because it's like just otherwise I might get like a mile and a half in and my ankles like ache a little bit.
Before you do the old dishwasher, like how much?
Don't you hate on my dishwashing skills? You're just jealous. I'm the grandmaster of it. But no, like Stark now when we get to the door, he does the downward. He just stretches because he knows I lean against the wall and he just does it with me. So like
that is fucking awesome.
I know. So even when I forget, dude, I'll film it because even if I forget, he'll get to the door and look at me and then just stretch, and I'm like, oh yeah, I got to stretch. It's hilarious.
You have it on your Ring camera, right?
No, because we do it inside. We do it like right by the door though. But I can.
You got all the cameras inside too.
That's true.
Yeah.
I can record. He did it today. Like we did 2 miles before I came here, and he sure shit. He got his big stretch in.
I think that's like the coolest thing. That's.
It'd be cooler if he'd like fetch me beer from the fridge like some dogs do. But
I don't know. Your dog stretch with you is pretty badass too. I mean, we've documented. Stark's been well documented on this program.
He's good at fetch. He just he doesn't. You'd think he would train better than he does because of the things he does, but he's very.
If he likes it, he can
arrogant.
go all day.
He's stubborn. That's the word. Yeah, but it's fine. But yeah, it's super cute. I'll try to record it. That'd be funny to show people.
It'd be kind of fun to watch the old stretches. So yeah, that'd be all right.
It is straight up downward dog.
I mean, we have been talking about some promo stuff for the pod. What do you think, Eric? That sounds like a way to go here.
I think that's a great idea.
Should we just get him a custom we're still cool, right? T-shirt. Have him do a stretches.
I mean, I'll be honest. As it's really cool and not cool at the same time, right? Like,
I know.
Like it's really
how old are we that we're impressed?
I'm so excited that's. I think that's cool, but like everybody else is like, that's one.
That's
there you
my
go.
dog.
And then, like we've talked about, one day you feel like you're, the oldest man in the room, and then right there.
Yeah.
But that brings so much joy to my heart to think him stretching with you.
I know.
Gotcha.
He's the man.
Or then when you forget, oh, hey.
Yeah. Hey, Dad. Dad. Yeah, you know you're gonna hurt.
Yeah,
right?
I want to do this again tomorrow, so let's go ahead and
He's only 6. He's like, come here, old man. He's still younger than me right now, but not by a lot. So
he's looking out for you.
He's a good boy. Yeah.
That's a good sweet.
But again, we did the 2 miles and saw a couple strangers along the way, and Dickhead had to lose his mind every time, just acting like he's never seen a person before.
Like kind of goes after him, or barks and like
it's like a half whine, half I'm gonna kill you, and all he wants is to get up to him and sniff him.
Yeah,
but it sounds terrifying. Like this woman was walking to me, she's like, "Is he good?" I'm like, I had him literally tied to my he couldn't get away from me.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's nice. I promise he's never bit anyone. He's just very anxious. And she's like, it doesn't sound like it. And just kept walking. I was like, I'm not even getting into it with you, lady.
So
I should have just let him go and been like, get her.
When they say when you're having a conversation with someone, you should be engaged and listen to what they're saying and not just thinking about your own reply, right?
They do say that.
Just had 3 go through my head about another dog. Like as you're talking, I'm like, I can't wait for him to stop so I can talk about Wrigley. 2 things that happened. You remember Wrigley being the he was just.
Oh, I'm not
chill.
listening to you. What?
Yeah, sorry. He was just so chill, right? He was the like best. He looked like.
Yeah.
I heard him describe that if he was a human, he would have been Spicoli from.
Oh my God.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High, because he was just so
the chillest.
The bleached
dog
blonde,
ever.
like was his color, or whatever. Well, we're out. I remember in the driveway one time. And the kids, both kids were young, and it was at our old house. And there's someone walking by, and he goes tearing ass after somebody, and it's this lady like pushing a stroller, and no. I'm like running, and I go, he's nice, he's not gonna,
because everyone freaks out,
yeah, naturally,
sure.
And like and I'm like yelling at him to come back, and I realize I'm just creating more anxiety then too, you know what I mean? And literally runs dead sprint, barking, sits. And just sits there and wails her tail. And the lady's face, and I went up to her and I'm like, I am so sorry. And she's like, you got to do better. That scared me. Like, this is I'm like, I get it. I'm like, I feel so bad, but I'm like, look at him. And she's like, it is like, he's just sitting there like, but he just was, I think he was also kind of protecting the kid, like, because the kids are out there too. And like, whatever.
Because they're like, at the end of the day, like, they're in their own fucked up way, they're protecting it.
They think so. They don't know any different. Yeah. So it was, but then there was another story where we had a party at our house for one of Cooper's birthdays. I think it was like a 3-year-old birthday party or 4-year-old birthday party. And we had a bunch of family over and everything else. And Wrigley's just outside. And my uncle's like, you worried about him at all? Like he's out front? And I'm like, no, he's not going to go anywhere. He's amazing. He'll be fine. Blah, blah. And she's like, really? Are you sure about that? I'm like, yeah, why? All the way up the street. He's like, I'm pretty sure he's up there at the neighbor's house, like way up the street, barking at this other dog in this fence. And I'm like, Wrigley, get your ass back
I love that.
And he comes running down. It was like, I just totally got called. I'm like, you made me look like an idiot.
I was going to say, I love that he sat there and he was like, I'm going to make sure you dig yourself a hole first, and then I'm going to show you how fucking wrong
not even
you
that,
are.
but I was like, then I was more mad at like Wrigley. I'm like, you made me look stupid. Come on, man. Like,
I look like a fool back there.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Dude, he was the best. Yeah. I still there's a picture from one of our Friendsgivings forever ago. I think he wasn't a puppy, but he was pretty close.
No, you had it. He was like,
I was
for like 2 weeks.
Drunk. Yeah. I was like so stuffed. And I'm just like, he laid down and I laid on his belly and like passed out for a few minutes. And it's like the cutest picture ever. So.
No, you're laying on your back and he laid on he put his
that's a
head
different
over
one.
your neck.
That's a different one. But I also have one laying on his belly. I forgot about that one. He was a puppy. Yeah. He was just like a big white scarf on my neck. Yeah.
So
dogs are the best.
Anyways, we've talked about them before, but that's just, again, kids, be engaged in the conversation. Don't think of your own story.
Or don't. I couldn't
even tell you what he said.
We got 2 good stories out of it.
I couldn't even tell you what he was saying. All I can think about is I got to tell him these stories.
Also, if anyone wants to try out hosting a podcast, we might have an opening. So, so one other thing I wanted to touch on, just because it's been driving me crazy, and we said it either 1 or 2 podcasts ago. I think we said we're going to wait and talk about it, was kids and their cologne.
This just came up on Sunday at our house. So, yes, by all means.
Because it's came up like 3 times since we touched on it. And I was like, we'll save that for another one. Because I don't think we got into it.
Yeah.
But
I think it's time.
So it's all kids. Like I thought. So Logan got it from I think like one of his and Logan's gonna get mad at me because he's gonna listen. But like I don't know, TikTok made cologne. When we were in high school, we had cologne. We'd have a couple bottles, whatever. I definitely didn't have $1,000 worth of cologne. You know what I mean?
No, I didn't. But I was pretty into cologne.
Me too. I'd have like 3 or 4. Like you know what I mean? Because I didn't.
And they were $40 bottles.
40, 50. Yeah.
And that was I remember.
That's how much they were.
Jupe.
Yeah. Aqua di Gio and
Jupe.
Jupe. Oh. See, I remember Cool Water being big, and now everyone's like,
Jupe.
Cool Water.
Jupe was like one of the first ones.
I don't remember Jupe.
Really?
No.
I don't remember it either. No.
Oh.
What about Dracar Noir?
Oh, that was a big one.
That was a big
Black
one.
bottle.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
The
it was that and Aqua di Gio.
Tommy Hilfiger.
The
Tommy was a big one.
CK1 and
CK1,
Aqua di Gio were the ones that I always wore.
I had
Basically, it was whatever the girlfriend said. that
Wait,
she
you guys
liked
didn't
at
wear
the time.
Stetson like a real man?
You bet I did. I had CK1 for sure, Jupe, and I had I don't know.
Why don't I remember Jupe? That doesn't even sound familiar.
I remember Hugo Boss had one.
Oh, that was a big one. That was a big one.
Boss was a big one.
Yeah.
And then Lucky ended up being like a thing like later in high school.
So I used to be cologne. So I know we're gonna get back to our kids, but like this just again brought it up. But I remember being in high school and there was this girl that was older than me and she would come up and smell me every day.
Yeah.
Like she'd come up, give me a hug and smell, and I'd just be like, this little freshman is
and
like,
that's where the addiction started.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, like every day she comes home, she's like, you smell so good. And I'm like,
and she was older, right?
yeah, older and just could care less.
Sean's most searched porn category is mature.
No interest in me,
brother.
but
Me
whatever. Just the full on that some older, like an older class would just cruise right by that one.
No, but it's true. Like,
gives me the attention, like, and I was like, and she would give me like, so I get to hug her every day, and she'd be like, you smell so good, and she would do it every day. And so you're damn right.
Yeah.
Then I had like. Then
she
I
lit
switch
the
it up
fire.
though, but then she'd be like, "No, that doesn't sound. No, you need to go back."
And
to
that's
your other
kicking
one.
the
So
dick.
then
You're
it was
like, all right.
no,
back
that's
to the
right. That's where I was
drawing
like, well, I gave this away.
Yeah.
I had one of my buddies be like, "I never buy cologne. Sean's gonna get rid of another one of his colognes, and I'm just gonna because basically this girl set the mark of what I was gonna wear."
I did have a friend that did that. He got rid of them all the time, but usually I agreed. I was like, I don't really like it that much.
Yeah.
But like, there's been, like I pretty much wear the same one all the time. Everyone's always loved it. Kara likes it, but she doesn't like love it. And then Logan has one that she loves. And I'm like, okay, well now it's weird. Like, I don't know. That's what my son wears, but it's not because he has 12 bottles or whatever.
Yeah.
So she actually got me some mini bottles of it to like have in the car and stuff. I was like, fine, whatever you say.
I mean, I'm just thinking of
whatever floats your boat.
I'm just thinking of Step Brothers right now, like
What?
you and Logan talking.
Oh, Jesus.
What happens if I step out of the shower?
She sees me looking fine, right?
Water running down from my chest pubes down to my ball fro.
I'm down there. I'm growing. I'm showing. Yeah.
I've already had the old bowl. How about a rung at the young?
Oh my God, Sean. I'd like you to know
sorry,
that.
Kara.
No, sorry, Logan.
Sorry, Logan.
You're gonna hear from him on that one.
Well, hey.
But no, I mean,
Tell him to watch it. He'll understand.
Oh yeah, because I don't think he's seen it. But these kids, they buy great cologne. But I mean, we're talking $100 to $150 a bottle.
Yeah.
And like every kid I know now has 10 to 12 bottles. I'm like, that's crazy.
So, which became the weird thing because I had a bunch of different colognes, and I remember this same girl that pretty much set the tone for me was like, "This smells the best on you." She's like, "The true guys like have their scent and they stick to it."
Yeah.
She's like, "Roll with it," and then she's like, "This one smells really good on you. Wear this, and like you'll just be kind of known for that."
See, and that's how I always kind of looked at it.
Well, that's what I was like, well, because they always smell different. Like you know, the same cologne smells different on different people. You know,
exactly.
Like some smell better than others.
And like women don't do that. Like they wear a lot of different, and that's fine.
But Ashley's worn the same since I've known her. Like she has always worn.
See, and I'm well, you know what, you're right. Because in high school, like every girl had their thing.
Yeah.
You know, like
I mean, there was always like lotions. I felt like for a while there, like then Bath and Body was like that's
well,
when
and
like,
Victoria's Secret, I remember
yeah.
was a big thing back then. I don't know if people still get their perfume, but like there was a blue one, and all the girls in high school wore it. And it was like it smelled great, but I'm like, you guys all smell the same.
I remember there was like cucumber melon or something that came out.
Yeah.
And that was like, I mean, that was like at the peak of like.
I think we're definitely aging ourselves with this.
I know, but I am just having like some nostalgia right now, like how great it used to be.
You want to go to the Sixer and drink on the football field? Meet you at the 50.
Man, right. Oh man.
Yeah.
Anyways, so back to that Sunday, we walk into the house and Ashley and I went out, did like grocery shopping for the week where, it was Total Sunday where we, hit up Sam's,
go to Home
Walmart,
Depot,
Aldi's, the whole deal. Hy-Vee, just, see what's left. But we come in the house and you can smell the cologne immediately. And Cooper's room is down in the basement. Now the windows were open, so there was some air moving. But I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, you can't put that much on. And he comes up and he's still like kicking it in his like pajamas. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like,
so
are you going anywhere? No. I'm like, so you sprayed all this on and you just wasted it. You know what I mean?
He just wanted to smell good for the house.
Yeah, he's like, this thing.
Or he was like, I should shower. I'm just going to let this float for a couple hours and cover it up.
Yeah. Maybe that girl just left.
Oh, shit. That's true.
Yeah. Maybe he's got his own.
She flew the coop, if you will.
Yeah.
But
Where are you at on that soundboard at?
Can we do it?
There it is. God, look at us getting fancy.
We are just getting started with the soundboard too, folks. So if
it's going to get out of control. Yeah. It's going to get out of control.
And we've been told we can program our own.
It's going to be bad. So that's why, like, now I'm very cognizant of what I'm saying, because the minute I slip up and say something just that I am going to regret, I know it's going to live in infamy on that goddamn soundboard.
It is.
Oh, fuck. There it is.
We'll try not to overdo it, but it's new right now.
Right. It's like any new toy. It'll be going off every
I know. I kind of wish we had one, but we'd probably hit it too much.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'd be distracted.
Yeah.
Probably best that we keep it in responsible
I'd
hands.
rather you just not listen to me and then think of your own stories to tell.
I would never hear it. I don't even know what you said. We had a whole conversation with Mike. I have no clue. I was staring at the soundboard the whole time to what was going to be next. So
I got to say one more thing, because
just one.
I'm doing really good at pissing my son off this episode a little bit.
Nice.
Logan, I love
Can we call this the Logan episode?
Oh God, please don't make him get a big head. But last night, so he went back to his mom's. He went out last night with some buddies for like all you can eat wings somewhere.
Oh, where?
Peddlers.
Oh,
they do it every Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, it's cheap. I want to say it's like $14 all you can eat wings.
Damn,
which is like crazy.
Okay.
But anyway, so I
shout out to Peddlers.
Yeah, so I always have a lot of Touch Tunes credits for. I didn't pay for them. I get lucky, and anyway, I have a lot of Touch Tunes.
And there you are, young again. Now it makes you young. Like that is definitely
because
like
I'm still cool. Yeah, I'm always playing music.
Still cool. It's got to go.
Everywhere I walk in, I start playing Whitney, and everyone knows I'm there. It's all good. So he texts me.
Do you go in and load it, and then stand outside, and that's how you walk in the.
It's never that. It's never the Bodyguard song.
Oh,
it's like, how will I know if he really loves me? Or
okay.
Yeah. It's the upbeat ones,
Well, I mean,
you can't hear Whitney like happy and be sad.
But a better way than to walk in and when the bass drops and then.
I mean, I guess I could.
Yeah, I mean that should be.
I
your
feel
new
like I'm not
song.
Fabulous enough to pull that off.
You know what?
I need like long Fabio hair or something to do that.
Back to the baseball comment. We do walk-up songs for the kids, and I program a lot of them. So
dude,
I should make one for Cooper like that.
I dare you! I dare you so hard.
Yeah.
You need to tell us about like tournaments that are around here that are upcoming.
Yeah,
because I've always wanted to go to one. We didn't have the cool walk-up songs and stuff when we played.
It's ridiculous now.
I know,
they have, but it also does get fun.
It's awesome.
But then like a lot of times Ashley will run the music, so then in between innings, like she'll be blaring music and stuff like that. So it does kind of make it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it actually, if you got to be sitting there the whole time, it's really fun. Like,
I was just going to say, all you parents, regardless of, like, not only are you spending all that money, but all that time, like, and sitting there all day can get old. So, like, at least it's like a little spark.
Well, I mean, the truth is we blame it on the kids, but we do that for us.
Oh, I know.
We don't have to buy that app, but it's like, it's kind of fun. It gives you something to do.
Yeah.
Or like the tents. Or the food, like we act like, oh, the kids are going to be hungry, yet it's all the parents like eating the food.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah.
So
it's a good excuse.
He texted me last night. We went and played some darts, and he was like, hey, can you play a song because he's asked for my login. And I go, no way. And he goes, why? I'm like, you'll blow through all of them. Like, because he works at a restaurant where they have touch tunes. So like while he's working, he'll just play all, and he's like, no, I won't. I'll only play a couple. I'm like, I know you. It's not happening. So he's like, will you play this song? And he said, will you play the Limp Bizkits? And I said, the what? And he goes, play Break Stuffs. And I'm like, are you fucking with me right now, or are you being serious?
All the biscuits.
And I wasn't sure if I could not tell if he was fucking. At first he said, will you play Duality? Which I'm like, that's a Slipknot song. That is not the Limp Bizkits, if you will, right?
But he is one to fuck with you though too. Like he's very good at that.
And that's why it's hard because
yeah.
I can't tell if he's being serious or not. But then at that point, I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. If you can't even tell me who Limp Bizkit is and the right name of the song, you don't deserve to hear the song. So recently, I've always wanted to find out a song he absolutely hates because then I'm going to play that for him instead and just drive him crazy.
Okay.
And this is why I earn all the way he is.
I'll say,
to me,
so this
we
is
do
what,
it to each
you're
other.
a dick too. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
So me and Layla got really into the show lately, and like what the theme song of it is that Enemies song by Imagine Dragons.
Wait, The Show? Is that what it's called? The Show?
It's called Arcane. That's what it's called. Is the name of the show.
The name of the show is Arcane.
Yeah.
Not this. Okay. You say they got into the show. I got you. Okay.
Do you know that band though?
No.
You don't know the band?
Arcane?
That sings Enemies. Imagine
Dragons.
Imagine dragging these balls on your chin. Yeah, that. So, by the way, that whole story was just.
I saw it coming a mile away.
No idea, and I'm still thinking about it. That I'm like,
hold on.
It's like just hitting me now. Imagine dragging
these balls on your chin. Okay. So I really do have a story, but I just realized I could slip that in there, and I had to do it. So anyway. He hates that song, and like, because every time the theme song, because will you please stop playing it, and I'll blare it in the house just to. So when he asked me, I go, sure, buddy. I hang up the phone. I played the song you hate.
Sure.
So I wait a minute. He calls back. He goes, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, but I go, fine, I'll play it. And I hang up. I play it again. The same song he hates. I go to the bathroom, left my phone. He called back. Carrie answered, and she goes, what? And like, what's up? And he says what happened. And she's like, he's terrible. I'll let him know. And I got back, did it again. And so at that point, like, I was like, he's losing his mind. His friends are calling me like, Mr. Owens, please just play the song, whatever. So then I was like, fine, I'll play Limp Bizkit. But instead of playing break stuff, I played Nookie. And they're like, fine, we'll take that. And then I played like 3 more songs, like, and that was it. But it's like, I feel like that makes the kids.
Yeah.
My kids don't have
they don't
a lot
always
of.
get instant. Yeah. You get
they don't have like the
gratification.
trauma that most of us did growing up. So it's like, do you
want to
have
a little?
That's the thing. Do you want to be funny?
Right.
It's trauma. So if you're not going to do it, you need someone to fuck with you.
Did you tell him that the lead singer's Fred Durst's?
No, I did not. I did not, because no one makes fun of Fred Durst around me.
Oh, well, you made fun of me and made me feel stupid. So I forgot to warn you that for those that don't know,
shit,
who's in last place of the bracket?
Mike's in last place currently,
and based on the group chat we got going on, he's not very happy about it.
Hold on. It pisses me off because I've still got Florida and Houston in it.
You're still in it.
You're still in it.
I'm gonna laugh when I win this whole thing. You guys are.
It's a week to week thing, and I'll be honest with you. You being such a dick, I don't want to even give you this.
I can't help it. I'm good at it. Sorry, I bumped my mic. I'm sorry, everyone.
You being such a dick, but either way, you got to take your shot for being in last.
What are
your
my
choice is tequila or Bacardi. Tequila or rum?
And so here's the thing. I definitely like rum more than tequila, but I'm a man of my word. And we said that
tequila
you're going to drink tequila and it's going to be something you don't like. So I ain't no bitch.
He says that as he's drinking pretty nice tequila because, again, we got this from Eric.
It's not bad.
Hey, Sean, I was going to leave that part out.
We got this from Eric because, and actually, on the podcast before I said that I was going to go get Jose Cuervo. I was going to get it the other day, and then I'm like, went to buy it, and I'm like, I mean, it's well documented on here, me being a cheap ass. I'm like, I am not paying that price for something where we're going to have 2 fucking shots.
It is never getting touched again.
I was like, not happening.
You'll have to donate that to a dive bar for it to get
I was
drank.
like, I'll find some other trash. We got to have something in there that is like that. So either way.
All right. Well, you know what? Laugh it up, fuckers, because I feel like I'm coming back. I got 2 teams in it still.
Well, by next week, this would be the end. This will probably finish it off.
That's true.
I mean, you're only 22 points behind anybody
Is it
else.
that much?
Yeah.
But
that
it's
huge
huge point.
sense.
But it's the Final Four. So if your teams win, it's huge
Okay,
points,
so I want to ask quick, if you could see it quick. I have 2 teams still in it. How many teams do you guys still have in it?
I think we all have 2 teams in it, right? Because it looks like...
I thought I had more, but you have the highest score, and you and I have the same amount matched points.
So you can't get me.
I'll pull it up here. Well,
why? I guess we have the same.
We have the same potential points.
Same, but we all do. We all had 64. I thought.
Yeah, you're right. No, yeah, you're right.
So I basically have to win out, and you guys.
Well,
not.
it's all who wins and who doesn't.
I think, if I remember right,
because I have Mike, Florida. We all have different teams.
Yeah, if Houston wins, Mike likely would win.
Let's
go Houston.
So sorry, I'm doing this on my phone.
Like I'm trying to remember right now.
Why the Gators?
No, Sean, you have everybody in.
Oh,
you have Auburn, Florida, Duke, and Houston.
I picked all number ones.
Yeah.
You fucking pussy. You fucking pussy.
I don't have Houston. I had picked somebody else to go in.
Sure.
In that place, so I'm down there. But
so I'm still like you guys still have more than 2 teams in it.
Yeah.
I hate you guys. You know what? Fuck you guys. Cheers.
But I have Duke going all the way. So.
But that's where it's all different. So you have a shot though, because if Houston wins, I don't have you. You know what I mean? Like, sure, I got the Final Four, so I'm going to get the 2 games. Like, I'm definitely going to.
Yeah, I literally am. I am banking. Like, Houston has to go all the way and win it all. Otherwise,
if I have all 4, then I'm definitely going to get those.
Yeah, Sean, you're going to do well no matter what because you have Houston in, but you don't have them
winning. I have them playing against.
You have Florida and Duke playing. So, so if Houston wins, Mike's probably going to win it all.
Right. Well,
God, let's go.
That was going to bring me to a topic that there's 4 number 1s all in the tournament.
It's pretty crazy.
It's really crazy. You know what I mean?
Dude, I've even heard some pussies like take all those teams to go the whole way.
Yeah. You know what, though? They, like you say that, it's like pussies. Yeah, you calling me out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yet it's never happened. So are you or am I the bold man who like just believed against all odds that this was going to happen?
You're right. Because if the top teams won every time, everybody would always be winners. You know what I mean? Like anyone can take the sheet and take the 1 and 2 seed all the way.
Right.
But no one does that. I'm trying to think.
Some people do.
God.
And they sit pretty.
For one. That's so frustrating.
That's so fucked up.
But at the same time, sorry if there was another pop there. I don't know what that was. But I love you, Eric, but I'd still rather you win over me or over Eric. Because Eric wins at fucking fantasy football every year, and it's really annoying, and I'm so tired of it.
Yeah, so, I mean, at
least this is a small win where it's like, Eric, you're not invincible.
Right.
So.
Because we were pretty convinced that he had this all wrapped up.
Yeah,
I didn't do any.
I figured he pulled in an AI robot.
While we were talking for an hour and a half, we figured it was like.
Can you imagine the whole time we're talking, he's over there running numbers?
That's exactly what I was thinking it was. Yeah,
I had
the AI putting brackets together.
So the one that I'm missing is Houston. I had Tennessee, so I had 1 and 1 and 2s go.
Eric, and they made it.
You're the only 10 I see. God, I'm on fire.
Do you know how many times Jack made that joke when we were driving through
That's
Tennessee?
What I did. Dude, right as we were passing through, every time someone would say it, I was like, no, it's just you.
You might need another shot.
I don't think I do. No, I don't. I gotta work tomorrow, boys.
So earlier when we were talking about that, I thought was something that was fun to bring up was Growing Pains, the show Growing Pains.
We talked about
Like you brought, go ahead. I'll let you. This was all yours.
But it was such a. By the way, I don't know where that thought. It was the most random thing ever. But there's no way they would do that now. There was a. There's a character on the show. I believe it was like the boy's best friend.
Yeah, it's like his buddy. Yeah,
his name was
Boner.
Boner from Growing Pains.
And this was like network
ABC,
television. Yeah, network television.
Yeah, but that show maybe ended in the 90s, but that was an 80s show, right?
I think so.
Had to be.
Yeah, because it was. I don't know.
I want
to take a look at that.
I'm pretty confident it at least started in the 80s, even if it was like 89.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it didn't make it to the 2000s. But
so, anyways, it
started in 1985.
Damn, I'm good. Oh, okay. I was 2.
And how long did you go for?
I might have to.
If it had any seasons or anything. Anyways, but
hold on. I need to
1992.
Okay.
All right.
So Eric, Google this, okay? Where is Boner now?
Ooh.
I'm just doing that so hopefully like male porn pops up.
Yeah.
And I know how to Google.
Yeah.
Damn it, I forget he's an IT guy sometimes.
Yeah, right? Yeah, good luck on that.
Yeah, anyways. Isn't that weird though? Like, can you see a show now, like, on, let's say that again, a Netflix show, like, that would, no, they don't care.
Oh.
But a NBC show or whatever.
But like it was a mainstream like family show. Like, so it wasn't even like
it was like the hit of the week.
Yeah.
Or like when it'd be like when TGIF was a thing and it was like Family Matters.
Either way, it was
Full House.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Okay. There's interesting news to share.
Is he dead?
He's dead.
Oh, no.
He committed suicide at the age of 41.
Fuck.
Yeah. Sorry to share bad news on the podcast.
Jesus Christ, Eric, you Debbie Downer.
Yeah. In 2010, he was found.
Jesus.
Damn it.
Well, thanks a lot for bringing that up, Sean, you buzzkill.
Yeah. Well, Sean brought up killing the boner.
Say, this is...
Yeah, joke.
Yeah.
But
oh my God.
I got to get better on the timing of that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
you know what? I'll tell you what. Let's be honest. This is probably a 1 minute segment where I'll be like very serious. I know eventually we're going to have some probably pretty serious podcasts.
Oh.
You know, it's going to happen. It's
moments.
Real life. Yeah.
Not serious, but serious moments.
Serious moments. Like, you know, like part of the podcast might like talk about some serious stuff. So we'll revisit Boner then. Until then, rest in peace, Boner.
Yeah, R.I.P. Boner.
Mm-hmm. I almost.
We're all.
Don't ever say rest in peace, Boner again. I can't hear that and be serious.
Oh,
Jesus,
man, that's too bad.
Yeah,
but originally where I was going with this was like any other funny names that you would have thought of like for characters. Oh, and one that I can think of that just sticks out completely is Booger.
Oh my God! Yeah, what was that?
Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes.
So we were talking about this earlier about like really good, old like movies. R-rated movies. Yes. Then that got like they just didn't stay the same. I think there's like 6 Revenge of the Nerds or something. I mean, yeah, but there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them,
but none of them were like the first one. The first one was unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like it's so good.
There was what was the psycho guy's name? Who's like the
Ogre.
Ogre. That's right. Yeah. I mean. Dude, the 80s was the mecca of like amazing R-rated comedy movies. You know,
well, just
Animal House.
Yeah. And you can't even make anymore, right?
No.
Is Animal House 70s though, or is that 80s?
Is it?
I don't know.
Well, Fast Times at Ridgemont, that would have
been 80s.
Is that 70? Okay, like I can't remember now. Let's just keep asking questions to see how fast he can Google. There's steam coming out of his ears currently, and I don't know.
Yeah, Animal House was 1978.
Oh damn.
Okay. Holy How about shit. Fast Times at Ridgemont High? You gotta
that was 80s.
Yeah,
I'll look.
But early 80s, yeah. Sean Penn and
it was 82.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I wasn't even born. That's so weird. When you grew up, like I've seen that movie a lot. But then,
so good.
I know, but then to think like I wasn't even here.
You got any other?
A lot of those 80s though, like they lasted throughout the 80s.
They did.
They didn't
like
now you watch a movie and it's like, oh, it's gone a year later.
I know. That's something I've thought about before, especially with like music. The kids have, my son, thankfully, he loves a lot of old stuff that like I loved.
Sure.
But I don't know if anything that comes out now is ever going to do that. I don't know if that's me being old and being a hater, but like, is anything like going to transcend?
It's a little of both. I mean, there's stuff.
I'm not saying it won't
stick around, but it doesn't seem as many. Like back then, it was like every movie because that was kind of what we had, right? Like.
Well, and also like it was so new. So yeah, I guess that makes now
everything was harder then too. Mm-hmm. Like now, like it's just instant. Like there, you can be.
Well, you could be a SoundCloud rapper overnight. Like,
yeah,
doesn't mean anyone's listening to it, but you're putting it out there.
Well, you know what's funny to me is like we used to have all these VHS tapes, and it would have like, I swear to God, we had Dirty Dancing and Roadhouse on the same VHS tape because that was what came on
TV. So you
on HBO and we recorded it.
Yeah.
So then we had all these VHS tapes like this. Now, when you try and look that shit up, you like can't even find it on whatever streaming platform.
By the way, Roadhouse is amazing. I'll die on that hill.
Did you see the new one?
I did. It was all right. Conor McGregor was he was too over the top, but.
Well, I think that whole thing was a little, but
he's always been out on like cocaine. So
the other one was a little over. I mean, the original was a little over top, but and then you used to record. You could get 3 movies on one.
Yeah, depending on how long they were.
But generally,
a lot of them all movies 2, were about that. Sometimes it was 3.
Yeah. Hold on, here's the ultimate question: did anyone ever play a VHS that ended up having like your grandparents or something doing it? Because I've heard those horror stories.
I don't know. You seem to come from the long line of the
psychopaths. Yeah, yes, I do. But no, it never happened to me. But I've heard so many people that happened to. They were like, "Oh, Nana's wedding," and you're like, "Oh my God!"
I did. Yeah. I have none of those stories.
When I was in not quite like that level, but when I was in high school, I helped make like some youth group videos. Like, so I did video editing shit. That's how I know how to do all this tech stuff.
We're going into Catholic school talk.
Well, no. So we reused a VHS tape, and in the middle of this, I cut it, and I didn't realize it. But it has my sister doing gymnastics, and like she does a flip in the middle. So we just left it because it was hilarious.
Okay,
I'll have to show it to you guys sometimes. It's like it just.
I totally thought that was going another way.
Doing a flip, and then like it goes into the video.
Did she know that?
Yeah, later, years later.
I'm just saying. My mind is spinning spinning over here. My mind is spinning when you.
Oh, I was
up
terrified where that was going,
and I'm like, oh no.
And then he's like my sister. I was like, oh no.
Please don't. Oh no, it was just
You're
gymnastics. I am. I can't tell you which kind of fear.
She's a lovely lady.
I was paralyzed by fear over here about what was going to come rolling out of there. Like
he's going to be like, "You're still recording."
I was like, yeah, stop.
Oh God,
mute him. And folks, that's why we didn't give him a microphone in the beginning. No,
we're just going to put out a thing. You all wanted this. Remember that. Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah. No, I can't think of anyone like from another show that had the Booger's a good one, but I can't think of like Boner. I don't know that one blew my mind.
I don't know if there's any other ones because Booger popped up in my that sort of thing of there's any other.
I'm glad it did because I haven't thought it.
Some of the names from Goonies are really good, but I mean not quite like Booger and but like Data and
Data.
I love
That's
Data.
Right. Yeah.
Like all I could think is Data, Sloth, and Chunk.
Right up your guy, Chunk. Yep.
Yeah.
I love so people like turned when he's talking to Sloth and he's like, "You're gonna live with me now." Yeah. And they turned it into a meme, like where it's it's like me talking to my girlfriend, and it's like, "You're gonna live with me," and I'm Sloth, and she's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." You can call me Sloth.
Was it sent to you? Somebody call you on it, or you're just
maybe? Okay. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, I will say
Logan sent it to you.
He's going to now. Thanks. You got to remember he listens to this.
Yes, and he's gonna get you back for your
yeah. The crazy thing was, it was like Friday, I think. Yeah, he stayed over with some buddies at his cousin's house, a bunch of their friends, and he said something about listening to it. I was like, "Oh, you listen to it?" He goes, "Yeah, we had it on. We were all listening to it as background noise." I was like, "That's terrifying." Like, I just wouldn't have expected that. You know what I mean? Well, but also that means they were doing something way more important, so they probably weren't really listening to it that much. So I'm like, that's okay.
Well, that's okay. I mean,
giving us plays, man. Yeah. Giving us plays.
But here's the thing, like, does it scare you a little? Like, I am very inappropriate. I haven't even been that bad. I feel like on here yet, but I know it's gonna get there, and to know that my son or daughter could hear it. Like, do you ever think about that?
So I did, and
I sit him down.
No, I think you probably like. We've been making these things. It's been a lot of fun. And then all of a sudden it's like, Eric's like, okay, I'm going to release them. And it's like,
wait a minute. Let me listen first.
And it's scary and whatever. People have comments and we don't want to hurt people's feelings or, some people might just not like it and that's so be it. But the last thing you want to do is let somebody down, you know what I mean? By saying something, but anyways, with the kids, I was thinking about that too. And I don't know. They hear us talk all the time. I don't think it's, we're not crude on here.
That's
you know what I mean?
I
think like we might, say some things where it's like, ooh, I wish I didn't say that, but I don't think it's like
my kids have grown up. So as an example, like we were with Kara and like her aunt, and I thought about, I don't know, saying something or one of the kids, I think her aunt was afraid of saying something from him. She's like, they have him as a dad. Like, it's fine. But I wonder if other parents judge me because I have like really never restricted my kids. Like, they don't swear to me and around adults, you know what I mean? But I am who I am around my kids or not. And I've basically always been that way. So they've heard a lot of inappropriate stuff for the most part. Now, I do think I'm a good dad, but you know what I mean? Like, there's some people who it's like, they'd be like, why do you talk like that around your kids? Or why do you allow them to watch that? And I'm like, there's two ways. You can either restrict it from them, and then I feel like they just rebel against it, or you can just kind of lean into it. It's like, my kids are good. They're respectful. That's all I care about at the end of the day. It's like, be good humans. I'm going to be who I am.
Well, and my opinion on that is actually, I think there's a lot of people that are really buttoned up and put together that are pieces of shit. You know what I mean?
100,000%.
They are, they're fake parents. They're, you know what I mean? They don't,
whether it's politically,
whatever it is, they think as long as they don't swear or they don't do this stuff, I mean, their kids never see them drink. They don't see this stuff, but then really they're actually just kind of really crappy people.
Yeah.
And then they would judge somebody that would talk like this or be on a podcast and do it.
And then behind closed doors, they're doing worse. Yeah.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, the way I look at it is like, there's a time and a place.
Yeah.
Right. And there's, if you think your kids are going to grow up and never swear, you're wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
you're just wrong. To hear it.
Yeah. Or like Ashley and I have never, our kids have heard us argue. We don't hide that stuff. Like, this is part of life, right? Like, we get in a real argument and then guess what? We're still together here for it. You know what I mean? And this is kind of the part of life. And there for it. So then listen to something like this. Like I said, last thing I want to do is offend anybody with that stuff, but I'm not embarrassed. Like I'm not embarrassed for anything that we've talked about that my kids will listen to.
Same, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at the same time, like when I hear some of the words we say, do I want you to hear that? I'm not necessarily rooting for it, but at the same time, I'm not like, we haven't been mean, we haven't been vengeful, or nothing's been on here where I've been like, I'm embarrassed that happened. You know what I mean? Like, but
every episode is marked as explicit content.
Yeah,
too, so if parents don't want them to hear it, like, they can do the protections on their phones.
Yeah. Sounds like you're not doing your job, parents.
Do that stuff, but that's the way I look at it. Like, look, I don't know if there's anything as a perfect parent out there, like the way it is, but I think kids are going to find their own thing. But the thing is that your kids or our kids know they're loved and they know it.
Yeah.
And so if other people have it, we can't make everybody happy, which is hard. I think it's hard for both of us because you and I like to be people pleasers. So we are definitely that way. But
that's why, honestly, like, and Eric's one of them too. Like when we started this and had the idea for it, I'm like, God, I don't know if this is the best combo because like we're just like, whatever you need, guys, like we got you.
Yeah,
you know?
Like, we all have. We're definitely that way.
Sometimes
like
you need someone who's like, no, fuck you. We're gonna do, but
we're gonna do that, and this is the way it's gonna be. But I think that's where it's like, that's how I feel about it, anyways.
Yeah.
I get it. Like other people don't want it. Or one of my neighbors was like, we were gonna listen to it in the car the other day, but
maybe not.
Our daughter's in there, and I'm like,
yeah,
she's been around me enough that she's probably. I don't think I talk that much different.
Yeah, nothing.
She's like, well, I just didn't know if any one of your stories are going to come out. I'm like, well, maybe.
That's the thing. Is like, while we have not been filtered at all, I know of stuff that eventually will probably be said that it's like, oh my God. Yeah. It's like, we are kind of inappropriate sometimes.
And I'm not rooting.
But you know what? That's why, like, all day. I used to say this when the kids were young. I worked all day in the office. I couldn't swear. I couldn't talk the way I want to talk. I went home to kids who were 4 and 5. I couldn't do that there. I tried to keep it together.
Yeah.
Till they hit a certain age.
Sure.
So this is our outlet. You know what I mean? Well, and there's a lot of people like us. Like I know when I listen to podcasts, that's my outlet where it's like, it's my me time. I want to hear people who are just like going off the cuff.
And I would bet that most people, like what we've talked about, have some version of their own volume around there. So yes, I mean, I thought about that too. And again, I'm like, please don't, like, I don't need you guys going recruiting your friends to listen to this thing. You know what I mean? Or, I've always worried, like when I said I was a coach of like offending a parent, but it's also like, I think they're the same way too. I'm just human. You know what I mean?
So
this is who I am.
I was hoping we could sponsor Coop's next team and like have like, podcast jerseys for the whole team and stuff like that. QR codes to the like most inappropriate episode. My mind's rolling now. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. That's the fastest way to the dumpster. I love it.
Stitched in patches on the gloves. Let's do this.
Go all out for it. That's hilarious.
New studio, and we're done.
Right? Oh my! Hey guys, we had a great run.
We reached the peak, and now it's all over. So
I feel like once you hit the Mecca, it's just time to hang it up. Go out on top, I say.
So there was something I wanted to say, and I'm going to ask this right now, and I meant to ask you for it. So we set up. Did you set up an email account for this?
Yeah,
you did.
I did.
Let's share it. What is it?
Please hold. I have all of my socials.
Because out of the feedback that I've got from this, since we were live, people like wanted to communicate or how could they do it. And honestly, I think it'd be cool if we shared some of the stuff that people got in if they want to talk about it. I know, shout out to Caton, who's like foaming at the mouth for all the things that he wants to correct us on or that he wants to contribute in because he's been, a lot of the stories we've shared, somehow he's been involved in it. You know what I mean?
Sorry, Kate, we're not taking any of your advice. Anyway.
But either way, like, get that stuff in, but like other people want to do it or whatever. I thought it's an outlet for them to do it. We're not going live right now, but like, that's
that's a good idea though to plug that. So, I mean, we're mainly using Facebook and Instagram. Those are the two we use a lot. We do have a YouTube that has nothing on it yet, but that's eventually going to have stuff. We have a TikTok that is going to have stuff soon is the plan. Gmail, we do have an email. So for anyone that wants to email the show, if you have any ideas or feedback, like we'd love to hear it. So I know this is going to be crazy, but we're still cool, right? At gmail.com.
Ooh.
So literally WERESTILLCOOLRAGHT at gmail.com. Just like the podcast says.
Nice.
So,
well, that's a way for you guys.
I locked all that shit down day one. So
yeah, no, that's good. So if you guys want to share any of that stuff with us, like we can talk about it. You know what I mean? Like we might share them all, but it's a way to communicate if you're listening to one of these.
Yeah, even if you want to just tell us that we're terrible and we suck. Yeah. Like
we'll delete that one pretty quick. It's all right.
Oh, absolutely. But I'll read negative reviews. They crack me up. Have you seen the places that like lean into that? Where like they'll like rename a burger or like there's somewhere in town I want to say is like
our friends at Fun Not Fancy have done this, and
they'll
even talk about it on their podcast sometimes.
Yeah. So it's like, meat was too juicy or whatever. Like Martha, 59.
Right. I like it.
Sorry,
I've
Martha.
seen the one where it was Tom Segura was reading about all these different people where it was like this girl that just shared her day and it was like hate from Australia. You know, he was like,
dude,
but she's huge. Like, it's funny with
they blew her up for that, which is awesome.
Well, but she was already blown up like with all these comments.
Yes.
Even though they're negative, like she's getting just paid.
Yeah. That's the thing. At the end of the day,
she was like a really sweet girl, like whatever. It was pretty hilarious.
So I always see these videos where it's, the guy, he's recording himself, he has a GoPro or whatever, and he goes up to let's say a food truck, and he's like, how much for this? And they're like, the meals are $9. And he's like, can I have 1,000 of them? And they're like, what? And he's like, I'm gonna go feed the homeless. And they're like, whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then without missing a beat, the first comment is always like making fun of him, like, oh, you're doing good, but you're recording it. Okay, well, here's the thing. That's what pays for him doing this. And you commenting and even giving him hate, you just bought someone a meal. So keep it up.
Which,
you know what I mean?
Then has also got people watching. I mean, it does
it's all the
things.
engagement. If you want to do that,
like,
then that's why I'm like, I welcome that stuff. Because at the end of the day, like that just drives people's passion even further. They're like, I'm going to keep doing it. You know what I mean?
So you heard it here, guys. You can hate on Mike all you want to. Please say nice things about me.
I have really thin skin. Be nice. Too much childhood trauma.
I'm just a softie here.
It'll be fine. I have a good dog. I'll be all right.
That's right. Stretching with you.
Yeah.
He pet you on the back too?
He would.
Yeah, he probably would.
He's not as cuddly as I wish he was, but he's all right. He's a good boy.
This was fun. I love it in here.
It sounds great.
This is really good.
I'll be really excited for everyone else to hear it and like for us to hear it back.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if it sounds as good as it sounds in these headphones.
Yeah. I feel like we got a couple.
I definitely think the man who has us on string sounds amazing.
Right.
So.
Yes. Playing us like a puppet here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I think it's about that time.
I made my audio better than you guys. I had to be like.
I was wondering.
Smooth jazz
you know,
coming
like,
in.
You know, like when Boys to Men sings,
Yeah.
and then there's that guy who just comes in. He's like, yeah.
What's
up, girl?
Yeah,
exactly. I'm gonna feel you.
I've just been told I have.
That's
the
how
voice.
Erica sounded the whole time.
You do. I know. And you just.
He's the hand up Mona Lisa's skirt. You know what I mean? Like just.
I've never heard that say.
You haven't?
Are you serious?
You've never seen the movie? Oh my God, the movie Devil's Advocate. It's from that Al Pacino. Okay. Oh, it's so good.
We could talk about that for a whole podcast. That is one of the
Let's
best.
save that for a next one.
Dude, it's so
that's
good.
a great one.
But I have to say the part where he's like, "Look, but don't touch.
Yeah,
touch, but don't taste. Taste, but don't swallow."
I remember that quote.
That's whole
one of the
part
best movies
when
ever.
he is like
I'm
when
the hand
devil
of Mona Lisa's skirt.
Yeah. Oh, we could listen.
I will say these podcasts have been making me like go back. I just watched Mallrats the other day.
Did you?
Like,
Yeah.
all the way through.
Yeah. Well, Devil's Advocate is definitely. That's when I was like Al Pacino. There couldn't have been a better.
I think that might be his best movie.
Oh, it's so good. Well, that
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
There's is Shirley.
Yeah.
That's her. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, that's her.
Topless. And she's all scarred up and cut up from it.
About that.
Yeah, you get a full front. I think you get a little.
Dude, we could make a whole podcast about that. Well, no, I'm just saying, like, movie, like, first time. Okay, like, I was obsessed with Halle Berry, like, my whole life.
Monsters Ball.
Swordfish.
No, Swordfish.
For sure, yeah,
I knew right away.
Yeah.
She's just tanning and she drops it. I'm like, I didn't think we'd ever see
Remember that
those.
was like the
They
biggest
paid
deal, though.
so
like,
much for that. Like she got paid.
Oh,
I
for
bet.
sure. But that was like everybody's dream.
But then she did Monsters Ball and like let it all hang out like it was nothing.
Yeah,
But that
by
was
that
like
time,
the
it was
first, and it was a big deal.
It was a big deal. She was at her peak then.
Yeah.
By the way,
and that movie was kind of meant to
great
be like a
movie.
nerdgasm thing too, like just all the.
When he's trying to crack the password. Have you ever seen Swordfish?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should, we could talk about this, or we could save it for another one. But Swordfish is one of those that drives me nuts because the hacking and shit is so fucking stupid
fake.
in it.
Okay.
And I'm a computer guy, so I sit there and look at it. I'm like,
have you ever
hate
watched
this.
Hackers, the old one with Angelina Jolie?
Yeah.
That one's even worse.
Yeah.
Like the things they're saying, like no one has 200 like gigs of RAM, like none of it made sense at the time. I was like, okay.
At the time, all the computer people are like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah. As a non-computer person, I'm like, all right, sounds pretty good.
I know. I'm like, sounds legit. I believe it.
Yeah, I can do this.
I
And
could
they're
totally
big
hack into the
blockbuster
FBI.
movies. So
All he
what the
needs
fuck
is-
am I talking
All
about?
he needs is a bottle of wine, a wine cellar, and he's good to go. Like, you
Yeah.
can do that, get a little music going, and that's where it's at. So,
God, Swordfish was good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was trying to think of the movies. What was the one you need to watch that we just talked about?
Oh, Devil's Advocate.
You need to watch
I
Devil's
know I've
Advocate, yeah.
watched it. It's
it's
a good one to rewatch.
probably if
Oh,
you
it's
haven't,
so
yeah.
good,
Yeah.
we all got them out there.
It's so good.
We
I
should
think-
make a list. Like we can make this one of our top 10 lists. Like
Well, again, I still stand by Pool Hall Junkies, and most people have not
I
seen
still
that,
need to
so
watch
you need
that,
to add
yeah.
that to
It's
your
on the
list.
list.
It's so good.
I just think it's so hard to like. It changes for me all the time for movies.
Oh, me too.
Like I have so many, but like it's
But this is like these movie lists are great social media posts.
Yeah.
We can share those
recommended watches.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I screenshot so many like
WSER,
movies things, and like I don't end up watching them. Eventually, I'll just go through my photos and delete them all. But every now and then, I'll like pick a gem and I watch it and it's good, and I'm like, I need to do that more often. So.
I think we're getting to that time. You got
Dad
one for
joke
us?
of the day.
Yeah.
Dad joke of the day.
Hold on, is this going to be where Sarah can't clap, or is this more a dad joke?
I would say it's more dad joke.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't want to like give it away.
We're back, baby.
So, have you guys heard how much chimneys cost these days?
No.
Nothing. They're on the house.
Jesus Christ. Do you see how fast he had that button queued up?
I was ready that
time. He was like a kid on Christmas Eve, just like, I'm going to push this button.
So ready. It also feels like the time. That's exactly the sound I was going for. Yes.
Guys, again, we're so sorry.
Oh, man.
The minute we, by the way, I think we found these buttons. Well, we didn't know about them until 30 seconds before we started.
Yeah.
And our minds started running.
Eric's been in the studio for a week playing around, so he's already had this in my.
He's probably been here every night from like 5 to 10 just playing with stuff.
Good, so.
Anyway, thank you guys all so much. Again, real quick, thank you for following us, sharing us. It really means a lot. If you could keep doing that, we'd appreciate it. Again, if there's any feedback, like Sean brought up, that's really great. Please email us.
Send us an email. We'd love to engage. So it sounds awesome. But
we're still cool, right? At gmail.com. And we'll see you next week.
We're still cool, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Without question. Yeah.
See you guys.
Bye.